All right, let's talk about the new stuff. Okay, so excited about this. So the new Hybrid Reverb. This is a reverb that allows blending of convolution reverb with a number of reverb algorithms. So this is a very, very unique, very awesome reverb. I love reverb personally, so I'm really excited about this one. The convolution reverb is a reverb that's been sampled from a digital simulation or actual physical space. And an algorithmic reverb is using math and physics to synthesize a space. So it's a digital reverb. So basically, this is the best of both worlds in one audio effect. And so if we go, let's turn it on. Let's go to the algorithm section here. So let's talk about the routing first. So the convolution and algorithmic sections can be routed either in series or in parallel. So basically, if they are in series or serial here, one is going into the other, kind of like a guitar effects. One is going into the other. If they are in parallel, they're happening both at the same time. Algorithmic is just algorithmic, convolution is just convolution. So if we are in serial mode and you bring this blend knob all the way to the left, it's purely convolution. All the way to the right, the volume is algorithmic, but the input signal is still traveling through the convolution reverb, then hitting the algorithm. So just imagine like a guitar pedal and one is off, but it's still going through the pedal. Now, if you go into parallel mode, going into blend, left is convolution reverb. You can see that the algorithm completely turns off here, and then right is the all the way algorithmic. You can see that the convolution turns off there. Super duper cool. So if you have your impulse responses that you've created or some from the internet, if you want to download them, you can just, let's bring in that one. That sounds awesome. You just drag it in and boom, says the name of it down here, and you can dial in the, convolution side of it and blend it with the algorithm, and there you go. Super duper fun. So now let's talk about the algorithms. So there's a couple different ones here. So the dark hall is the most classic sounding one for small to medium halls. The quartz is kind of like a hall-like reverb with some audible taps in the late section of the reverb tail. Shimmer is the most extreme. It's from really dense diffuse delays and adds a pitch shifter to the feedback signal. Tides creates textures by modulating the output in various frequency bands. And Prism is based on artificial sounding diffusers, well suited for non-linear delays, really has a digital sound. So let's kind of play with these and hear what they sound like. I'm just going to go all the way to, well, I guess I could just go to algorithm here so we can hear these. Yeah, so these different algorithms are definitely subtle, but when I heard the shimmer, I was like, ooh, that sounds awesome. So yeah, shimmer. So definitely play with these different algorithms to find your sound. Also, we've got the freeze. This is super cool. So the reverb will sustain infinitely if we turn on this freeze button, and these are MIDI mappable. Woo-hoo. So So you hear how it keeps going. Freeze can get super crazy, so definitely watch out, put a limiter on. But so this freeze button, this starts the freeze, and then once you add that, you noticed how I clicked this button. So this is adding input signal to the frozen reverb. So super cool way to create some sound design and very quickly kind of freeze and keep going an idea that you had. Really great for ambient music, really great for really any kind of sound design. So let's pop over to the EQ tab. First, I want to talk about the vintage control. So this is really cool. It introduces a degradation of the signals to emulate the behavior of older digital reverb units. Let's hear what this sounds like. Extreme is very extreme. But yeah, this is a cool way that you can add some character to the reverb. And then the EQ tab can be used to shape the reverb sound. We've got this pre-algorithm toggle, which allows excluding the convolution engine from the EQ. So it allows for shaping the algorithmic sound without processing the convolution output. So let's go back into a mode where we've got both of them going on. So we are constraining the reverb to the upper ends of the EQ here. And if we press this button, it's going to exclude the convolution engine from the EQ. So now it's only affecting the algorithmic reverb. You can have all kinds of fun with your own impulse responses. I recommend you recording your own and dropping them in here. You just very easily come over and boop, completely change the sound, do some amazing sound design. Freeze is your friend. Get wacky, get wild with the Hybrid Reverb.